Hola, hola, mis amores. Hi. Y'all been missed. I want you to know that. If you're meeting for the first time, I'm Nori. I help millennial women that are feeling stuck, eliminate negative self-talk, get clarity, focus on what they can control, and experience inner peace. Going into any situation, the kind of inner peace that you can experience that you read about in the books. So, hi, it's been a minute since I've been on here, but I wanted to come on and share a little bit about what I've been up to, share a little bit about where I've been, what I've been doing, why I haven't been on here, and all of that. So, y'all give me a second while I'm just sharing this on my page real quick. Got it. So I got my notes here. So the first thing I want you to know is that I really understood over the past few months that I needed to take a step back. So many things have been going on in my life since I've last been here, since basically right after my birthday. A lot of things have been happening, and I've been basically on overdrive throughout the entire process. So I wanted to definitely share a little bit about what that's been like. And the main lesson that I've learned over these past few weeks is that you cannot skip focusing on yourself to get what you want in life. A lot of us think that there is some formula that we can follow, that, we can do a shortcut and get the thing that we want, but there really is no formula. And the only way that you're going to get the things that you want in life is by taking time for yourself so that you can figure out what are those things that you want, get clear on your direction, be intentional about going after them, and then doing the work to get it and to make it happen. So some of the things that I've been up to since then, one is working with my students. The Get Unstuck Coaching program that I have has been growing, and I'm so grateful for that, for how the tribe is evolving and all the women that are really changing their lives on a daily basis. Um, so that's going well. The other thing I've been working on that I did recently, I spoke in Richmond. I was there for RebelCon, which was a conference that they flew me in to speak at, and I did their wellness segment, which was pretty fun. About 250 women there, and I walked them through an exercise on how to think less, do more, and be fully present. So that was pretty fun going to Richmond, even because it wasn't that cold yet. So it was pretty dope to be there, to get to share my story and to learn about the other women that were there as well. There were so many, it was just a supportive environment. Like, I really did enjoy the vibe in Richmond. And it was funny because going to Richmond, I didn't know I had so many preconceived notions of Richmond until I got there, and I realized that I had some shade towards Richmond. Mainly because they have this town called Lynchburg. So I always been like, I'm not going to no place. I got a town called Lynchburg. And I ended up going. So but it was really fun to talk in Richmond and to kind of share that. Hey Mao. What else I've been so I started book 2 with the book club. Right now we are reading The Four Tendencies, and that's going really well. And I've also found this used bookstore here in St. Pete. They've been getting all my money, all of JP's money. We go there every weekend. It's like a little date night, and we just go to the bookstore and find books to buy for the low $3 hardcover, and I think it's $2 paperback. So that's been really fun for me as well. Let me know how you're doing. Drop it in the comments. Let me know what you've been up to as I'm sharing my own updates. What else have I been doing? Oh, I've been exercising regularly. I have been using the Peloton bike. Let me know if you heard of Peloton before. So they have it's this company, and they have a cycling bike, but they also have treadmills, I believe. And they have this digital app that you can utilize to do your workouts. Now, my gym has a Peloton bike, so I've been using the bikes. And because they have a Peloton bike, I also have access to the application for free, because I think you got to pay to use the application. And I've been doing my runs. I've been back to running consistently. It's been a little challenging because I'm not in the shape I used to be before. So that's another thing I'm learning. And I think part of it's getting older. Like, my body just has to work harder to accomplish the things that I can do like this in my 20s. Like, in my 20s, I can just, not work out that hard and lose 20 pounds or 10 pounds. And I feel like these days, if I eat a plantain chip, I gain like 10 pounds on the spot. It's kind of wild. Like, I feel like I can just, JP, he eats like crazy, and he's not gaining any weight. But if I eat a little bit of rice, that's it. I gain like 5 pounds on the spot. Yes, we are old, and the older we get, the harder it takes for our bodies to process some of this stuff. So I've been really good about that, and really just being consistent with my workouts. I've been eating my vegetables. That's something that I've been really intentional about because I had noticed I hadn't been eating as many vegetables. I will eat healthy, but not that many vegetables. So I just been incorporating more vegetables into my diet. I've been eating. I think this week I've been eating cauliflower rice. You ever made that? Have you guys ever made cauliflower rice? Well, we have this chef that prepares our meal prep, our food. He comes and drops the food for us, and he made me cauliflower rice this week. So that was pretty fun, and I actually been enjoying it. Honestly, I tend to get tired of food sometimes. Like sometimes I enter a space where I have no desire to eat the food that's in my fridge. Am I the only person that does that? Like there's food there, but I don't want to eat it. I want to eat something completely different. But I've been good about keeping up on my meals and eating 3 times a day because that's something that I also was struggling with. I'm also getting sleep. I've been really focused on getting to bed by 10:30, the latest, so that I can wake up at 7. And that has been a little bit of a challenge for me for a while. I used to struggle with sleep a lot because I wanted to stay up late to watch late night TV and things like that. But I don't watch a lot of television anymore. So I just get more sleep now. And that's one thing that I'm big on. I just got a sleep mask, like the satin mask for my eyes. Have you guys ever used those before? And I'm having a hard time adjusting to it. Like I'm trying to use it because it darks the room, but it's really challenging for me to use it. I feel like it keeps on messing up my eyes. I don't know. Maybe I'm using it wrong. Let me know if you use those eye mask. It's like satin, allegedly. And if you have a recommendation, then maybe I gotta switch mine up. Let's see what else I've been up to. Minding my business. So clearly Facebook doesn't respect me because they just shut down my entire video in the middle of it. I think it's because JP is playing video games. And I guess we don't have enough bandwidth to be doing all of that. Okay, so what was I telling you about? Yeah, so minding my business, really focusing on myself, on improving myself, on facing the things about me that I don't necessarily like, facing things about me that I need to be better at, being uncomfortably honest with myself about where I am in my life right now, and accepting that there are some things I really don't do well, like sticking to my goals and sticking to my daily routine and following directions. I really struggle with things like that. So I've been paying attention to that and putting systems in place to make sure that I get better at those things. I told you I've been going to this book club, this bookstore around my house, around St. Pete, that sells used books. One of the books that I bought is called Extreme Focus. Actually, JP bought this book and then he recommended that I read it. So I read this book and it really helped me understand a lot about why I had not seen the level of success I wanted to see in my life, why I had not accomplished some of the goals I wanted to accomplish for myself. And a lot about what I learned in this book called Extreme Focus came down to sticking to routine, sticking to goals, things that I think about as mundane. So a lot of what I've been doing over the past few weeks is getting clear on what do I need to get better at, and how do I get better at my goals, and how do I get better at staying laser focused on them. So that's a big thing that I've been doing, and I'm looking forward to sharing with y'all more about that as well over the next couple of weeks. And I also been reflecting on how to be more intentional about how I help you, what kind of stuff I share with you, really being more educational about things that I've been learning that I think not everybody really knows about, like what is a life coach? What does a life coach do? How do you stop negative self-talk? How do you become more clear? What kind of tools and resources can you utilize to help you stay focused on your goals? How do you be intentional with your life? What does it mean to be intentional with your life? These are all things that I don't really think people know or people understand. And I want to make sure that I am sharing more and more of that with y'all because I feel like we need to know this information, right? So another thing I really been working on, I got my notes here, is working my mind. So exercising my mind is another big thing I've been really focused on over the past few weeks. Meditation has been a huge part of my practice. Yeah, I know I'm always raving about the Calm app, which is the application that I utilize to meditate. And I've been meditating with this application every single day, 15 minutes a day. And they have a non-judgment meditation, which I've been practicing, that really teaches you how to talk to yourself. Not talk to yourself in the context of having conversations in your head, but like how to respond to yourself whenever you're in a situation that you want to criticize yourself or critique yourself, or you want to judge yourself. Like if you do something and it doesn't go according to plan, how do you talk to yourself? Do you tell yourself, oh, you whack, you a failure, you trash? Or are you more compassionate with yourself and kind with yourself? A lot of us don't realize how much that impacts our self-esteem, and that gets really in the way of our confidence. So most of us struggle with confidence because we're constantly talking to ourselves in a negative way. We are constantly saying mean things to ourselves. We are constantly punishing ourselves. We are treating ourselves like how people in our life have treated us. And a lot of that manifests in what we do every single day. So that meditation I've been practicing in the Calm app has been very helpful for me and JP to not only work it in terms of how we can focus ourselves, but also how we speak to ourselves, when we make a mistake, how we speak to ourselves when things don't go as planned, how we speak to ourselves when we build expectations and they don't come to life. So a lot of that's been the work that I've been doing since I haven't been on here. And really centering around, what do I want from life? We say things like, I want this from life, I want that from life, but I don't think a lot of us really take the time to be really strategic and intentional and clear about the things that we want from life. And then we're surprised when we don't get the things that we want. If you have one of the things I read in this book, Stream Focus, was that if you have a wish and if you have a goal but you don't give a deadline, it's just a wish. I think a lot of us are just wishing. We're wishing every single day. We're saying things like, one day I'm going to do this, one day I'm going to do that. But we don't put a deadline on these things. And because we don't put a deadline on it, we don't take the time to do the work to accomplish the things we want to accomplish. And a big part of you getting the things that you want in life is putting a deadline on these things for yourself, driving yourself to action. Because if you were working at a place that they were like, one day we want to do this and one day we want to do that, you will be frustrated. You will be like, when are we actually going to do these things? When are we actually going to make these things happen? Life is not waiting for us. But most of us live our lives just like that. We are always doing things because we have always done them that way. So really learning about how our patterns are impacting us and how we can change those patterns and shift those patterns so that we can take action is a lot of what I'm looking to share with y'all in the next upcoming weeks, as well as going into 2020. So I wanted to just keep this brief and tell y'all that I'm good. I really am good. I'm learning a lot about myself, about what it takes to be a successful business owner, a profitable business owner, what it takes to be client focused and really deliver results to the people that I want to help. And I want to share more of that with y'all in the new year, as well as the next upcoming week. So if you could do me a favor and just drop in the comments and let me know, what kind of content do you want to see? What kind of questions, burning questions do you have right now about how to get the things you want in life, so that I can share that stuff with you? That will really help me as I look into the topics I want to share, into the lives I want to start hosting again, and the type of posts I want to put up here. I'm always transparent about my journey. It has taken a lot of work for me to get to this place. Yeah, I know I used to struggle with depression. I was really depressed back in 2016 and 17. And it took a lot to get me out of that space. And it takes a lot more to keep me out of that space on a regular basis. People think that it just gets easier when time goes by, and it doesn't. It gets much harder to make sure that you don't enter that space again. But what has to get easier is your commitment to yourself becomes easier. You become more committed to the person you want to be, to not being in that space where you used to be. And I think that's the thing that drives me every single day, is knowing that I don't want to be in a place anymore where I was before. I don't want to feel like the weight of the world is on my shoulders. I don't want to feel like I can't breathe. I don't want to feel like I cannot look beyond my pain. I don't want to feel like every single day is a fight to get out of my bed. I don't want to feel like I hate what I'm doing. I hate where I live. I hate how I feel. Those are all things, emotions that I no longer want to have in my life. And that's why it's so important that you get clear on what you want to have in your life. Because if you don't know what you want from life, you're going to continue fighting more and more and more about this. And that's just going to get more difficult, you know? So it's really important that you understand that, because I know I come on here and I share my insight in these videos, and some people think, oh, Nori just got that shit together. I don't. Every single day, I am working relentlessly to make sure that I'm not falling into old habits, that I'm breaking patterns that don't serve me, that I'm being more loving and kind to myself, because that is the only way I can be more loving and kind to every single one of you as well. Hi, Keisha. Yes. Okay, I'm certainly having a lot on my plate. Any suggestions on how to handle being overwhelmed? Okay, I can definitely share suggestions on how to handle. So Keisha asked, any suggestions on how to handle being overwhelmed? So when it comes to being overwhelmed, it really happens because we want to do everything at the same time. And it's almost like overpowering us because we have this long list and we want to check every single item in our list. And it gets really hard to check every single item on the list at the same time. It's near impossible. It's not something that's feasible. So anytime I feel overwhelmed, I take a step back and I ask myself, what needs to happen right now? What's the most important thing that needs to happen right now in this moment? And once I ask that question, I immediately can take a release. I can exhale because it becomes really clear to me that I was really worried about a lot of things that don't have to happen right now. And the thing about that process that makes it difficult is that other people and external factors might have you thinking, oh, this got to happen right now. You need to hurry up and do this for me. People's emergency become your emergency. People's needs become your needs. And now suddenly you're stuck thinking that you can't do what you got to do because you're so busy trying to do the things that you want to do for other people so you can be good with them. And you have to realize that in order for you to stop becoming overwhelmed, you have to be good with you. You have to start doing what you know is best for you. And sometimes people are not going to like that. Most times people are not going to like that. And that's the uncomfortable part of growing. That's the uncomfortable part of achieving the things you want to achieve for yourself. It's putting yourself in situations where you're doing what's best for you, even when that means other people not going to like that. Other people are going to have a problem with that. Other people are going to judge you because of that. And you got to be okay with that because you know what it feels like to be overwhelmed, and you know how much you don't want to be overwhelmed, because being overwhelming, it feels like somebody got their knees on your chest and you can't breathe. And everything around you is just you're losing sight of what's important. You like can't even think about what to do next. You almost just want to crawl back in the bed. At least that's how I feel when I feel overwhelmed. So really taking a step back and being like, what needs to happen right now for me? What's the most important thing that needs to happen in this moment? What is the next step? We get overwhelmed because we get caught up on step 10, 100, 50, 500 or whatever. Like, I'm not going in order, but you guys get the point. If you want to stop getting overwhelmed, then you have to stop worrying about step 10, 20, and 30, 50, 100 and just worry about the next step. And then that way you'll be able to do better about that and to not feel as overwhelmed as you were feeling before. But I can certainly share more strategies on that as we continue on with the year, as well as going into 2020. So thank you so much for asking, Keisha, and thank you for joining. I appreciate it. All right. So yeah, I like to keep this brief because, we all got places to be, I guess, and things to do. I don't know. People say that. But it was really great to come on here and to share with you and to get a chance to like update y'all on what I'm up to and to help in any shape that I can. Definitely, please let me know if there are more ways that I can help and support you. I want to see you flourish. I know how freaking shitty and fucked up it is to be in a place where you don't have any control over your life and you feel like every day you're just waiting to die. And that's not a pleasant feeling. And it's not a feeling that I want anybody to experience. So if there's any way that I can help keep you from that space, any way that I can help you exit that space, please let me know because I want to be there for you. All right. So have an amazing rest of your day. Tomorrow, I'm going to be dropping some awesome content for y'all. So look forward for that. And I will talk to you guys soon. Hasta luego. Bye.